Hello, Gumtown, and today we're here with Mr. Malcolm Calhoun. He's a candidate for Alabama House of Representatives, District 77. How you doing today, Mr. Calhoun?
I'm doing good, Jamal. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us today. Now, tell us a little bit about yourself for those who don't know who you are.
Well, again, for those who do not know, my name is Malcolm Calhoun. I was born here in Montgomery, Alabama. I've actually spent all of my life here.
Mm-hmm.
With the exception of one or two stints away for either school
Mm-hmm.
or work related. But I am a Montgomery product.
Mm-hmm.
I've committed my entire life to Montgomery and the citizens around here in the community.
Mm-hmm.
So taken a lot of different approaches from a perspective of serving not only the community prior to now, but it's all been in a voluntary basis.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think I'm with the experience that I have, the education that I've received.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to offer my services in a public servant manner.
Great. And that leads to our next question. What events or what was the defining moment that said, hey, I want to run for Alabama House of Representatives? What was that defining moment?
Well, as I stated earlier, I it's not something that I came about lightly or
Mm-hmm.
that I just decided to do.
Mm-hmm.
I had a conversation, I would say maybe 10 or 12 years ago, with with people around me,
Mm-hmm.
more specifically my father,
Mm-hmm.
that this was something that I envisioned doing back then.
Mm-hmm.
And in our conversations, he and I discussed, and and my father's always been a great sounding board for me.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things he instructed me was, Malcolm, if you're going to run for that seat, because it's an important seat and an important role, you need to make sure you're prepared for it.
Mm-hmm.
In doing so, I started, again, over 10 years ago, trying to make sure I understood the
Mm-hmm.
city and I understood what serving means.
Mm-hmm.
For that reason, I joined several boards around the city.
Mm-hmm.
I've been participated or served on boards such as Child Protect, the
Mm-hmm.
Girl Scouts, Montgomery Zoological Board, Brantwood Children's Home.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, anything that deals with children and the youth. I've also participated in understanding the workings of our city, joining and becoming a member of Leadership Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
So that coupled with some of the other things that I've done in the past as it relates to different business endeavors, I've participated with my father,
Mm-hmm.
not only in Montgomery,
Mm-hmm.
but outside the city and the state.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that Calhoun Enterprises has done, or we do, is, we have had a Calhoun and Associates, which was a consulting company
Mm-hmm.
working with Fortune 100 companies.
Mm-hmm.
So in doing that, I was able to develop relationships with the CEOs and chairmen
Mm-hmm.
of major companies: Coca-Cola, NASCAR, Frito-Lay, um, oh God, Maybelline, just you
Mm-hmm.
name it. They're just companies around the country.
Mm-hmm.
Getting an opportunity to see, how those companies work, see how they grow, see different cities and different developments, that prepared me
Mm-hmm.
to actually say, okay, hey, now I am ready. As my slogan says, I'm qualified,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm ready to serve.
Great, great. Now, why should the people in District 77 vote for you?
Well, one of the things, as I stated earlier, I'm very passionate not only about the city, but and government as a whole. And there are a lot of things that I would like to try and get accomplished. And when I sat back and I see, how to best, be a factor of change, it all starts with policy, rules,
Mm-hmm.
and regulations.
Mm-hmm.
And as a state representative of District 77, would best position me to be able to be part of that policy formation.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of things that not only in Montgomery but the state of Alabama, we need to try and improve. You know, and it starts with, as I stated earlier, many of my board and foundational service, education in our youth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the educational system in Montgomery and the state of Alabama as a whole, I think needs a overhaul and improvement,
Mm-hmm.
which is one of the things that I want to make sure that I'm able to be a factor and a voice of change for the community and the constituents in District 77.
That's great. That's great. Now, how can someone contact you if they want to help with your campaign, volunteer, or donate? How can they contact you?
Well, if they want to contact me, they can always contact me via email. My email address is mcalhoun, and that's CALHOUN 06 @gmail.com. They can also, we're in the process of getting the web page established. And once that web page is established, they'll have a link on there where they can click where they want to volunteer. Because, you know, again, volunteerism, and we definitely need. I can't do this alone. I realize that I would love to have as many people in the district and in the city and state as a whole to be a part of this run as we try and set a new path
Mm-hmm.
and direction, not only for this district, but for the state as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
They can also contact me via mail. Any mail can be mailed to 3066 Zelda Road, Box 379,
Mm-hmm.
and the zip is 36106.
Okay, that's great. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Malcolm Calhoun. There you have a Gumtown magazine. Mr. Calhoun is a candidate for the Alabama House of Representatives, District 77. The elections are June 5th, 2018, and be sure you get out to vote. You tune in to Gumtown TV. Stay connected.